All right, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Man Card Podcast. We're very happy that you chose to spend your Friday evening with us here at the show. And I can't remember if we introed Monday's episode with the Friday intro.
Who cares?
But either way, it doesn't matter. I'm glad you chose to be here with us on Friday, 5 p.m. Check it out. I know every Friday it comes the same. Every Monday, it's always the same, 9 a.m. Check it out. But this Friday, we're doing a little catch-up with the week that we missed before, which happened to be one of the most love-filled, Cupid-filled, heart-filled, chocolate-filled days of the year. And that day happens to be Valentine's Day.
And may I just go ahead and say it? I was probably made on that day, just so you don't know.
Really?
November 13th, my birthday, 9 months prior. I'm just saying, that's almost on the dot. It's almost on the 13th.
It's almost like they planned it.
I'm a little underdone. I'm one day underdone, I guess you could say, from 9 months. But, you know, my parent, I'm not going to think about it anyway.
That's funny. Well, I was late. I was very late. So I was probably a New Year's baby.
Hey, that's a good time to,
It's a great time.
Yeah.
January is a great time to start to think about what you're doing for the year to come. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
It's a fondue.
I just think it's crazy that you can, in January, do that, and 9 months later, you have a person. Like, you've cooked a human being within the span of 1 year. I just think that's nuts.
That's terrible efficiency. We need to ramp those numbers up. The rookie numbers. We need to get. I want 5 months. Months. Throwback to our quote on Monday.
Yeah, anyways. Quote on Monday. Check it out. Definitely, if you missed it, catch up for sure. But this Friday, we want to talk a little bit about Valentine's Day. And I actually haven't talked to you about what you did at all for Valentine's Day.
I don't know. You don't know.
And you don't know what I did.
You go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, because I feel like yours is... I'll just go ahead and say I didn't see Bella on Valentine's Day. We did an early Valentine's Day thing, which was fantastic. Shout out to Bella. It was fantastic. It was great.
Hi, Bella.
Love it. But you can go first because I assume y'all did something. You see each other every day.
Well, we... It's funny because I feel like for both Ellie and myself, Valentine's Day this year, I think, snuck up on us just a little bit. Not in a bad way, but in the way, like, weeks before we were saying, like, no gifts. We're not going to do gifts, nothing like that. We're trying to save some money, being fiscally responsible. But that doesn't mean we can't, do a little dinner or whatever. And so I don't love going out, if that makes sense. I'm a very social guy, but I don't like my favorite thing at Tech was to have the opportunity to go out to fraternities and party. I never went to bars, but I would sometimes go out to fraternities and then not go or come back early and watch a movie. Mm-hmm. Like, that was my favorite thing to do, is to bail and watch a movie.
Yeah.
Right?
It was like one of my favorite things was whenever my roommate would wake up early in the morning. I loved being woken up at 8 a.m., knowing I didn't have to get up and I go back to sleep for like 3. It's honestly that 3 hour or whatever, knowing you don't have to get up and that fucker's getting up, showering to go to the class. It's like, it's amazing. It's great.
It's a good feeling. Yeah. For sure. But it's the same thing. So I'm like, yeah, I don't have to do anything. But we decided, you know what, we're not going to like do anything crazy. Right. And so I literally made the plan for what we were doing for Valentine's day of. And I was like, you know what Ellie did for me for my birthday? We just were in here. We ordered pizza, watched movies that evening. My birthday's in October, so we watched The Goonies and something else, and it was incredible. It was my favorite birthday by far, and it was so simple. So I just said, you know what, we're doing something simple for Valentine's Day this year. So I'm gonna set up the little we pull the cushions down onto the floor and like do a little like lay bed on the floor. And we just lay, we cuddle, watch like a rom-com or whatever. We watched Notting Hill. Do you know that movie?
Nope.
Okay, really good. Look it up. Watch it with Bella. So good. So good. I'm not even going to give you any details about the plot, but for those of you who haven't seen it out there, Notting Hill is great. And also go watch About Time. About Time and Notting Hill. Both of those. I think I mentioned that before on the podcast.
Yeah. About Time's not the Justin Timberlake one, right? That's In Time.
That's In Time.
That's a great movie too.
Yeah, it's definitely underrated for sure. But About Time and Notting Hill, go watch both of those. But we were just here. We literally ordered in Chinese. I mean, I say ordered in. The Chinese place is right next door. So I walked down and got Chinese. we were here relaxing. I got her some flowers. Actually, these flowers right here. I don't know if you can see them in the frame.
The roses.
But they're behind me out of frame.
They're roses. But they're nice. No, I like them.
They're cute.
Yeah.
And I just.
What are those baby breaths with them?
Yeah, I think.
Did you actually know what that was?
No.
Okay, cool. Me neither, because I only do that because
they're not on
favorite.
camera. So I'm just gonna say that you're correct. They're baby's breath. Yeah. Totally.
Baby breaths. Yeah.
No idea. But yeah, and then I got her favorite ice cream, and it's like when you're married, I just feel like, unless you're insecure in your marriage, like I feel like it's not as difficult.
Yeah.
It's like we've already talked about this. Like we're not doing anything.
You're
crazy.
on the same page.
Yeah.
That's what's nice.
It's like if we want to go to a nice dinner, like then let's talk about it and go do that.
And there's hopefully like none of that female.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
Like hint stuff, like we don't have to do anything, but it would be nice.
It would be so nice if you could.
Like, just tell me, do we want to do something? Do we not want to do something? Don't say that. You like, let's not do presents and then expect a present, because I'm a dude. Whatever you say, whatever comes out your mouth is how I'm interpreting it.
And here's the thing, though, it's like people think that if they say it, it's going to ruin the surprise.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, oh, if I tell him, then it's going to ruin the surprise. No, it's like just say it like 3 weeks out, or 2 weeks out.
Then it's your own damn fault.
Yeah, and then you forgot by then, and then we've gotten you something special. It's like, okay, good. We checked all the boxes. Yeah. But like we had talked about it beforehand, and we're like, no, we're not going to do anything big. So I was like, okay, great. I'll just make something up day of. And I did. It was great, and we had a great time.
Well, Bella cannot do anything the day of. She is very type A. She is very like has to have it ready, prepared. So, what was it? The last weekend of
somebody clip that and just send that to Bella. I need that to get to her somehow.
She knows. I mean, she says she's type A as well. You know what's fun? A little story is one time I tried to plan us a date.
Oh no!
And we were talking on the phone like, what do we want to do? And I suggested a restaurant, and she's like, oh yeah, great. Or whatever. Like she wanted me to plan it and everything. I was like, okay, cool. And then on that same phone call, she's like, oh yeah, so I made the reservation for us already. And everyone's like, what? Like.
But here's the thing: is if you didn't say anything and you went to the restaurant and you were like, "Oh, so I got this restaurant," she would probably be like, "Oh man,
yeah, exactly." So I should have just kept my mouth shut.
Yeah, you should have. You should have gotten the credit for it and none of the work.
But so 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks now, I guess. Bella and I went to North Carolina and we went snowboarding.
Oh, that's fun.
And so like that was kind of like a little big trip for us.
Yeah.
So we stayed for a weekend. It was awesome because it was actually snowing on our drive up there. It was the night after you had your fun time with Jeremiah and the boys downtown. Yeah, that's my bad.
No, you're okay.
And so we're driving up there, and it's great. But we go snowboarding. Long story short, the first day that we're snowboarding, Bella's having a miserable time because this is her first time ever doing anything like that. So obviously she's falling on her face every 10 feet. I've only snowboarded once prior, so I'm like decent. So she's looking at me for advice. She's like, help me. I was like, I can't help you. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm falling every 30 feet. You're falling 15. Like, you want help to get 30 feet? I'll help you there. But that's about all I got. But I ended up, screwing up my arm pretty good. So we ended up not going the second day, but we stayed in our Airbnb. But that was like our thing. That was like, this is what we're going to do for Valentine's Day. This is our like little trip. We're doing it early because
that's fun.
Kind of needed to. And so we agreed, same thing as you, no presents, nothing extravagant, but still we should do something like small, like what you did.
Yeah.
And so Bella said, I'll take care of it. I was like, cool. So she planned, she sent me like 3 questions. It was like, choose, light or dark, old or new, and hot and cold. And so they all correlated to things that she had in her mind.
So you're an old dead black lady as your Valentine's Day
I came up with something way different than that, but I'm not going to say it on air because what I thought it
Mitchell,
was.
It's like no. You exhumed a body from the grave. You're like no. Please
cannot do that. No. But it ended up being a night in. She made like a pillow for it, which was kind of cool in her little apartment.
Fun. That's fun.
It was dangerous because she tied blankets to the fan, which I was like, that fan was gonna fall us in the middle of the night. She put her mattress and everything in there, and like the TV.
You go full
and
dad
stuff.
mode. You're like, this is not structurally sound.
If I move too much one way, I should whatever.
Was this up to code? Where you're permanent?
And then she brought pizza and everything, so we just had a nice night in. And she tricked me. She got me very good because that prior to me going over to her place, she wanted to know like what I was wearing that night because I assumed we were going to go out. Because if she was planning something, I was like, oh, we're probably going to go do something because she probably got a reservation 5 months ago because she's type A. Yeah, anyways. So she's like sitting there, she's like picking out my outfit, and she's like very adamant on what I wear. I say, oh shit, yeah, we're definitely leaving the place. If she's gonna be this adamant on what I wear, 100%.
Yeah.
I show up, she's in like sweats, and like she's like, oh, we're doing day in. I was like,
you came in like a three-piece suit.
I'm like, I look good though. Like, granted, you know, I'm only trying to impress you, baby, but like,
I look good.
Damn. But anyway, we had a great day. It was awesome. She planned it very well. Everything went very smoothly, and that's all we really did for Valentine's Day. We didn't see each other Monday because we both work and we don't work.
Yeah,
we can't work together. We've realized that.
Oh,
we can't be in the same room because I talk to myself and like sing to myself and like make a lot of noises, and she needs peace and quiet. Like I sit there
hilarious.
And I'll talk to myself while I code, like, and she can't deal with it. So
well, you get in a rhythm, you know. I remember doing stuff like, because coding is kind of like, I remember when I was coding, and you do much higher level coding than I ever would dream of doing, but it's like, it's almost like a rhythm. Mm-hmm. Like it's like you have to kind of just be in your headspace about it.
Yeah.
And it's like whatever you're doing outside of that, because I would stand up in my freshman dorm, and we had a little alcove, and in the alcove I had my piano, right?
Yeah.
And so I had a standing desk above the piano that I would stand and code at. And then I would like take breaks and like play the piano in between, and I would kind of get in this rhythm of like code a little bit, play, code, play, and then like I'd finally finish, run and play, and then while it was teasing out the program, it would fail, and I'd be like, I'll play another song to like ease my mind, and then I'll get back into it.
Well, my thing is I sit there and I'll talk to myself because like if something doesn't work, I got to trace and see where it fucked up. Yeah. And so I'll sit there and start talking to myself. Well, this little thing went to this function. It did this times 2. Did it divide by 0? I don't think so. So we're gonna go to this next function. She's like, "Dude, you need to shut up."
And you're like,
"I can't."
And then you get to the end of it, you're like,
loud.
Semicolon.
I was like, indent.
Dang.
Indent.
The space, it's literally one space between two.
What sucks, like, Python, that is 100%. Like,
no, literally, it's like the one. I'm like, guys, come on.
That's why people don't understand with coding. It's like it's not what you think at all.
Oh, it's like the movie scene where it goes like, "Oh man, I need you to hack into those 100 cars." You're like, it's going to be so hard. Do it anyway.
Done. Yeah, it's
no,
like, it's
no.
Google how to write a double for loop for an array. Error. Oh, semicolon.
Well, you do error, and then you're like, shit, I'll just copy it. Yeah. Just copy paste. And, and then insert your own
data.
Fields.
Yep.
You're like, oh, okay, fine. That's whatever. So. But see, okay, so that's what I'm saying. So right now what we just did, I don't code at all.
Yeah.
But we just had just a middle of the road conversation about coding, right? So I am trying to get into at least interview or get more information about tech sales, right? And so to sell, to be in tech sales, you have to know the space, right? And all of that.
Or be a manager. You can even be a manager. People ahead of higher than me, and not even know what the hell you're talking about, but just be able to have that conversation.
So with that, and in the same vein, I have met with a couple different people in tech sales that are like me, where they're managers of managers, and they don't know anything about it, and they're like, listen, like just get into the sales side of it. And the way I sell myself is like, I went to Georgia Tech, I rubbed shoulders and had long conversations with all of the people in all of the different technology majors, CS, engineering, industrial design, like everything. And I could have conversations with them and hold my own and be able to sponge in and absorb and spit back out some content that I can translate what you're trying to say into normal human speak, right? Yeah. And sell it to somebody. And that's how I always try to pitch myself. And because it's like, for me to say like, oh yeah, I went to Georgia Tech, they're like, oh, were you an engineer? I'm like, no, I'm a business student. And they go, like, are you really a good fit? And I'm like, trust me, I am a good fit.
I have literally touched the dicks of all these great
people.
Like, yes, I know what they're all like. I could tell you a little bit about all of them.
Which one's girthy and which one. Yeah, I promise.
I don't know all the details of like, whatever the I could give you an understanding.
I can give you an understanding of each. And that's all it is. And that's all sales really is understanding what you have and understanding your competitors even better than what you understand about your own almost. Right? And so it's a good mix. And so with that, what we just did right there is how I sell myself into those positions.
Yeah, we just made magic there. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, okay, when we were having the conversation, did you feel like I was totally disconnected?
Yeah. No. It was fine. Obviously, I wouldn't go into details because then I would lose you.
Yeah. Well, then I won't press for details.
Yeah, exactly. So we were good. That was myself. Great. That was great. Hopefully, the audience understood it too.
Yeah, I hope so. If you didn't, then I'm sure Mitchell would happily give you a crash course.
Yeah, happily.
What's it? A master class?
Oh yeah, no, or
man card master class.
Yeah. Master man.
What are we masters at? You and me. What would you say? Like nothing?
I mean, not. I couldn't tell you something. I'm really like.
I mean, we're definitely honored because they say to be a master at somebody, you have to
10,000 hours.
10,000 hours.
Yeah, no, I maybe 10,000 hours of being Mitchell.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm there with me yet.
I don't even think I've done 10,000 hours of basketball, and I've spent a lot of time playing basketball.
Dude, I watch the guys at the gym playing basketball. And it's like, I almost like, oh man, I want to go play. But I just know I'm garbage. And I'm like, oh, that'd be fun though.
It would be.
You and I have never played basketball.
Yeah.
You would be so pissed at me.
Dude, as long as I had other people on my team, I'd be cool.
I'll pass it to you.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty good passer.
Yeah.
Pretty good passer.
Yeah.
I'll stay, look, I'll post up. I'll stay under the hoop.
Boom.
I'll grab some rebounds.
Just get good at one move. Get really good at one move. You're golden.
Yeah.
Get some rebounds.
I'll focus on practicing layups and then
boom. That's all you need.
Rebounds.
That's all you need. Rebounds and layups.
Yeah, and I'll just pass it to you. I mean, what's your specialty zone? Like, if you could say around the goal. I know we're switching gears here a little bit, but like if you could say around the hoop, where's your space? Right side, left side? Are you in
I've gotten a lot better in the past few months of 3-point shooting. I would say my 3-point shooting has gone a lot better, especially from the corners, which is like
the corners. Oh, that's actually,
believe it or not, supposed to be the harder shots, like for whatever reason.
Well, there's no depth.
Yeah, exactly, and you got no backboard in case you screw it up.
It's literally some reason, nothing but net. Or you miss.
You know what kind of goes through my head, and this we're going off topic, but whatever, is like if you shoot anywhere aside from the corner three, like any other spot, you have this safety net as like, oh, at least I'll hit backboard, maybe it'll still go in or whatever. Right. So you don't focus as much. No matter what, it goes through my mind. Believe it or not, whenever I go to the corner, I'm like, oh, this is my shot. Like I zone in and make sure, like, because if I miss this and it hits off the side of the backboard, I look like I look stupid.
10.75 feet away.
Exactly. So it's like much extra little bit more focus. So it's like my shot. But yeah, no, aside being, I'm not an expert in anything. I feel like nothing I've done 10,000 hours.
10,000 hours is a lot, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe 10,000 hours of watching freaking YouTube.
Oh yeah. TikTok. Boom. There we go.
I think, and okay, so I saw this the other day, and tell me if you agree or disagree. Andrew Schultz. You know Andrew Schultz?
Oh God. Okay. I love Andrew Schultz.
Andrew Schultz is somebody who I definitely don't agree with him on a lot of different like political issues, as I don't think anybody should 100% agree with somebody on things. But I totally respect how he just attacks everything from every angle.
Oh, there's no filter on that.
There's no filter.
He goes into race. He goes into
everything.
Gender. He goes into religion.
He will literally roast people right in the front row.
Who said that's the blackest thing I've ever heard in my life? It's like
definitely.
It's funny.
He's a funny guy. Well, and what helps too is he's very knowledgeable about the world.
Yes.
So he knows a lot. So he'll like start roasting some people from like Vietnam and some Vietnamese chicks in the audience, and she's like, "Well, that's not fair." He's like, "Where are you from?" And she's like, "Vietnam." And she's like, and he's like, "Oh, you're upset about me making animal jokes or whatever." She's like, "Yeah, I love all animals." And he's like, "Is there something they eat in Vietnam that they don't eat here?"
Honestly, I feel like he does.
Fido, come here,
I feel like he picks on Asian people more, because there was actually one that he saw an Asian girl and asked. He was like, "So are you like a math Asian or a crazy Asian? Like, I gotta know, like, where are you from?" And she said, "Philippine." She's like, "I think I'm a math one. Like, I'm whatever." Because he's like, "I fuck with some math, like, Asian girls." And so he's like, "I think I'm a math one." He's like, "Well, where are you from?" And she's like, "Philippines." He's like, Nah, you crazy. And it's just funny. It's
funny.
Great. Dude, honestly, he's my favorite comedian.
Yeah, he's 100%. Very good. And so one thing that did pop up recently, he was in like a podcast scenario, and this clip came up on my YouTube Shorts feed, because I don't have TikTok. I got to get TikTok somehow. And so he was saying that the way the algorithm works for TikTok in China is it pushes forward content that they want the people to be seeing. Right now, do I agree with that? No, I don't necessarily agree with that, but that's how it works. And so how it works there is they push forward like engineering content or like successful people in the community that are being successful or like doing good for others or whatever. That's the content that's top of people's For You page. In the United States, if you wanted, let's just say I was a country and wanted to undermine the United States, what content would I push to the top of your feed? The
girls doing dumbass dances.
Stuff, little dances, pointless stuff. Like
dudes blowing things up.
Yes, nothing of value. Absolutely nothing of value.
That's smart. Gosh, they're on another level.
That's what I'm saying. So like if you're China right now, you are winning. You're winning economically, you're winning socially, you're winning. You literally own America. They own our debt. They own our social media space. TikTok's the biggest social media platform. It's freaking Chinese. And I'm crazy. Like, so, it's like red flag, a little red flag. Because it's like really this isn't the Bible for sure, but it's like, I can't remember what the verse is. But it's like you don't be a slave to the owner or like to the lender, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like you're kind of at the behest of whoever owns your debt, pretty much. So it's like
that's so smart.
Isn't that so smart
of them
though?
To do?
And of course, it's like I hear it from, of all people, Andrew Schultz, and I'm like, oh, he's the guy. I guess
he just Well, the thing is, his biggest thing, the thing that's like so great about him being a comedian is like, you think of Kevin Hart, he goes up on a stage and he has his bit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, exactly. Andrew Schultz goes out, has no bit, and he's like, I'm just going to talk to the crowd, and it's just going to be funny. Like it's all free flow, and it's
the kind of humor that I really enjoy.
Yes.
And especially when I'm with people. I don't know if you've noticed when I'm in like a crowd of people, the humor and jokes that I really, really focus in on are the really, really subtle things that happen in the moment. Like I'm not a joke teller, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm like in the moment, like you say something funny and we look at each other weird, and I'm able to blow that up into a funny situation, and then later on call back to it, and then you're like on the floor.
Yeah.
And it's just funny. It's just a good time.
Yep.
And he's a master at crowd work.
He's so good.
So good.
And you remember things like he was screwing with some dude in the crowd that somehow it got brought up that the dude just got out of jail or whatever, and he was like, we all want to know what'd you go to jail for? What'd you go to jail for? And then he was like, hold up. If it's what we think it is, don't say it. Don't say it. We all thinking it, don't say it. But what was it? And dude, he's just great. It's so
quick.
Funny.
Very quick wit. But so other things happening in our lives.
Yeah.
Back on track here in the last 6 or 7 minutes of the show. I, myself and Allie, we've actually joined a couple small group for like a Bible study for married couples.
Sure.
And meets every Thursday, 7 p.m. And it's awesome, dude. We are loving it so far.
Cool people.
Very cool people.
Awesome.
And I actually today with Ellie, because I had a Bible when I was a kid, but it's like one of those, it's not like an adult Bible.
There's a bunch of pictures.
Yeah, probably. And so I was like, I need a new Bible. I have a Bible. Uh-huh. It's like one of the Passion big thick Bibles, but I don't have like a practical Bible. So I was like, I need to go get a Bible. And so I got one today, and I got one in NIV with like super big text because I can't read for crap. And so I'm like, the super big text.
I need one that reads it to me.
Yeah. So
open Kindle, up a book and it just goes and it reads it to me.
It's nice. Like, Alexa, read me the Bible.
I actually have it on Audible, the Bible.
Really?
Been trying to listen to it a little bit, but Genesis is rough, dude.
Genesis is tough. I wouldn't start Genesis.
Well, the reason Genesis was so tough with me is because it starts talking about family chains.
Oh, it just goes like
it's like I can't remember any of these names. Adam and Eve are no longer like there's.
Yeah. It's like the son of Jacob, the son of Cabribriel, or like, It's like insane.
Yeah, so
you get lost for sure, and then you start. Well, what I find myself doing is I'll be reading and then be thinking about something else.
Yep.
And I'll catch myself and I'm like,
come back and then
I'm like, what did I read?
Yep.
And you've read like 2 pages and you have no idea where you are.
Yep.
And that's the biggest thing for me with like faith is I've never been somebody to question it. I've never needed anything to supplement my faith. It's always been like, I believe, no questions asked, don't even need, like, that's it. That's just going to be it. Which I'm very thankful for. That's not something that I struggle with. But at the same time, It's like now that I'm a married man and I'm, I have prospects of having a family in the future, that's not something that I can rely on to impart upon my children in the future.
Yeah.
I have to be more equipped than that. And so, of course, Ellie's encouraging me, as any good wife would, to push me into reading more. And I'm like, it's so hard, though. It's so hard.
Throw it on Audible. That's what I would do. Any car ride.
That's smart.
It helps a lot. It's easy.
So what I was doing for a while, in this old church that we were going to, was like, we're going to read through the Gospel of John like 17 times or whatever, and just keep reading over and over again. I was like, that's a cool concept. I've never thought of that before, of just like one book of the Bible and just like reading it over and over, because it's not a very long book. And so what I would do is I would actually go to the gym and I'd work out, and then I'd get on the treadmill. And at this time I was doing this program that I was like, at the end of the workout, you do a 30-minute just walk on an incline, and then that's it. That's what you finish with. And if you do 2 30-minute sessions listening to the book of John on YouTube, you can finish the entire book in 2 30-minute sessions on double speed. That's how I listen to all my content. I listen to all my content on double speed.
I recently tried doing the stair stepper after a leg day and listening to a podcast.
Oh, hell.
And I did very well until 2 minutes in, and I started thinking, I want to die. And so I couldn't listen to the podcast. I couldn't pay attention until I was just sitting there thinking, like, I'm dying.
Oh, yeah, it's horrible.
So
well, that's what I love. So at the One Life Fitness, I'm sure they have it at Lifetime too, but they have a cinema room.
No, they don't have that at Lifetime.
So they have a movie room with all of the cardio equipment. So you go in there and you hop on the treadmill, throw it up on an incline, and just walk for like 30, 40 minutes. Or like you just do a nice jog.
Hey, they throw Avengers Endgame up there. I'm there.
Dude, they
cardio like no other.
They've actually lately been throwing some banger movies in there. Yeah. Like Forrest Gump was on a couple weeks ago.
They got a schedule going. I can look up the schedule. Plan my workout around. I
don't know, because it changes, and then sometimes I'll go in, I'll read what's on the outside posted, and it's not the same movie, but it's still a pretty good movie. Yeah. Like there was what's the Rocky Balboa? What's the movie with him and the other guy?
Rocky.
No, it's the boxing movie. Fury? Is that what it's called?
Oh, yeah, with the Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan. Thank you.
Is it Fury?
Or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, Fury. It's it's Fury because his dad was no, it's not Fury. No, I think it is.
Go on, you keep talking. I'm going to look it up because now we're in that zone.
My point is, you go into that room and you just start forgetting about it. And you can kind of go into the movie too. Like if the actor is like getting into a fitness thing or like is boxing, then, what is it?
Creed.
We're
like, yeah, it's definitely Fury.
100%. I was thinking like Nick Fury for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, when you said that, you were like, Nick, his father. And I was like,
No. But it's Creed, because Apollo Creed was who he was boxing in the original Rocky. Yeah, that's right. Or Rocky 3.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, watch the Rocky movies. They're great.
You got any more updates?
That's all I got, dude. We're kind of here at the end. Do you have anything to close this out?
I got nothing. I've had a very boring couple of weeks, and like I said, I was going nuts in my bedroom thinking of things I got to do. But
we gotta see what your next step is, dude. We gotta figure out what's going on.
I'll briefly just touch on that. Blake is in Albuquerque right now visiting his girlfriend. He's coming back this coming week. We're gonna go skiing again, him, and the guys. And after that, Blake and I have decided officially that we are going to start in Colorado, and we're going to do trips like 2 to 3 weeks at a time and visit a bunch of cities. And then at the end of all of it, once we're tired of it, we're picking a place and we're moving.
That's sick, dude. Just Airbnbs.
If we hate all of them, that went down. If we hate all of them, I'm staying in Georgia, and I'll just get something in Woodstock. But I have to check them out first. Otherwise, I'm just going to settle down here. Which nothing wrong with Georgia.
Think you missed out.
Yes, and I'm not going to be like, I didn't get out. I didn't even try.
Yeah, right.
I'm just going to. I just like Georgia was my life, and that's it. Which isn't a bad thing, but
no, not a bad thing at all. And anyways. I think being able to see the world, very important. And my uncle actually told me about a program that he uses because his co-host lives in Miami, and they've been recording.
Oh, boom!
So we'll figure it out. We'll figure this out. But thanks for tuning in on this Friday. Of course, we got a new